How do you calculate your FIRE number? I'm Nate, I'm the FitfutureMD. Follow me on this financial independence journey. Thank you for following along. Make sure you shop at Ensorsale.com and pick you up a cool inspirational t-shirt today, because what you wear matters, what you represent matters. Change your life by changing your mentality, by representing what you believe, right? And changing the world around you, right? So do that at Ensorsale.com. Use code FitfutureMD for 20% off if you're interested. Now, so you've decided to start your financial independence journey, right? Well, the first thing you need to figure out is, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live when you're retired, right? Basically, a lot of people that get to FIRE have decreased their lifestyle so much that, you're financially independent and you've retired early, but you're living a lifestyle that's not really beneficial, or you're not having fun, you're stuck at the house, or you're basically living, you might be getting $2,500 a month or $2,800 a month and barely surviving, especially now with high inflation, right? And you really don't want to do that, right? So this is how I calculated my FIRE number, right? So whatever you're making now, right? So say that's $100,000 a year with you and your spouse. I'm gonna double it, right? So $200,000 a year. So that's gonna say, okay, the entire time I'm retired, the 30 years I'm retired, $200,000 a year should still hold true to keep my lifestyle, right? So $200,000 a year is just double what my lifestyle is now, right? My lifestyle is probably quadruple what my lifestyle is now, because if you're investing $50,000 a year and living on $50,000 a year, you're not investing $50,000 a year, but it would be nice. They got rid of our taxes, but one can dream, right? But the idea is that, if you're living on $50,000 a year now, then if you were making 200, that you would still be able to live a great lifestyle, right? So that's what I did, $200,000 a year, and we're going to divide that by the 4% rule. Now, the 4% rule is basically taking half of whatever your money makes and living on that money and investing the other half, right? That's basically what the whole point of the 4% rule is. But you're really not going to live that way, right? Because if your money loses money that year, you're not going to take $200,000 off the top that year, right? You're going to decrease your expenses that year and try to take as little bit out as you possibly can. Whereas, the years you make 20%, you may be living on, you could still live on the 4%, which is $200,000. Or you could say, well, let's go buy a property, or, if you made more money, right? You could take the money and reinvest it more, or, you could live your life a little better. Like you can take more vacations or whatever, just because the money did better that year, right? Now, that being said, so that puts my FIRE number, let's see if I can do this. I cannot. So that puts my FIRE number, to $5 million, right? $200,000 divided by 4%, divided by 0.04 is $5 million, right? So for me to be financially independent, retire early, I need $5 million invested, right? That's the amount that my assets need to be worth, right? Now, So then this is where most people give up, right? Most people are like, okay, we make 100K a year to get to 5 million. Like, or there's no way, right? And this is also where some rich people mess up, right? Because, they'll go get a check for $1 million, 2 million, and they think they're good when they needed 5 million to retire and live the lifestyle they want to live, right? So keep that in mind, because I don't know if y'all have watched the Millionaire Fastlane video from a while back, but basically I want to be on the Millionaire Fastlane, right? I don't want to actually wait 10 years to hit that 5 million. I'm going to take a product that I believe in, a t-shirt, right, with cool sayings on them, with inspirational quotes and cool pictures, and basically this logo means to rise up from humble beginnings, right? To make yourself better than you were previously. That's what Ensorsale stands for, right? And so I'm through this journey, I'm going to make myself better, right? Whether it be through health, financially, in my marriage, raising my child. Everything I do is going to be trying to make myself better, right? To be the best that I can be, right? The Army quote or whatever. But basically, that's my Millionaire Fastlane move, right? That's my, Ensorsale is how I'm going to get to that 5 million faster, right? Now, will I say that it was as fat, because I thought I would just throw, logo on a t-shirt and bam, we're millionaires and we're good to go, right? No, of course it doesn't work that way, right? You start hearing stuff like that, right? You're like, okay, this is a scam, right? So you have to watch out for scams out there, right? Like people that'll promise you that you'll make $500,000 a month and all that crap. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to build an audience. You have to, help people, right? And that's what I'm doing here on my fire journey, basically recording it, and hopefully it'll help somebody out there over time, right? So this is basically how you calculate your fire number, and the difference between what I do and what is everybody's writing about, right? Everybody's writing about like, basically as like inflation's always going to be 2% or, all that. Well, we've seen over the past 4 years that inflation can go through the freaking roof, and that the government is, not to digress down the wormhole of government, but government is very wasteful in their spending, right? Wasteful with your money, and that's going to cause problems, right? But so there's also another one called the 8% rule instead of the 4% rule. The 8% rule is if you are strictly invested in real estate, but you can use the 8% rule, because if part of your retirement journey is going to be real estate, then it makes sense to use the 8% rule on that real estate, right? So let's keep this in. So 8% rule would be 2.5 million in real estate, right? So this is why people like real estate so much, because, and this is why I'm going to be using real estate as well. So to get a hold of $2.5 million in real estate, you don't have to put up $2.5 million like you do for stocks, right? Or you say you put up $1 million for stocks to get to 2.5 million over time. Down payments are 20%, 20 to 30% on property, right? On real estate. So, and then, keeping that in mind, the best way to really get there in real estate is to live somewhere 2 years, sell, flip to another house, repair it, that kind of thing. I'll talk about that in a later video, but so the idea is that it's easier to get to 2.5 million in real estate and then live the 8% rule, right? But I still would probably try to double it. I'd probably try to get to 5 million before I quit, right? Just because, you know, once again, inflation, price of housing's crazy. So keep that in mind. But that's the 8% rule for real estate. Basically diversify your portfolio, have something that you're in control of. Real estate gets rid of your taxes, right? So, you know, if you're withdrawing 4% from your, you know, if you're getting 4% in dividends every year off your portfolio, you know, it might be a good idea to offset those capital gains with losses in real estate, right? So losses in real estate. But, you know, I'm not a tax attorney, so don't listen to my tax advice. But, you know, so this is kind of what we're doing, right? We're headed to the $5 million mark, combined real estate, combined stocks, right? Like I say, I like stocks better because of high student loans, right? If you have high student loans, then that's going to keep you from buying real estate through normal means. Now, if you want to flip houses, you know, then you can take higher loans, you know, 9, 10, 12%. Well, it's probably 20% interest now, but, you know, if you want to do the risky thing, like you say, you start out poor anyway, you know, you really have nothing to lose, right? So, and when you lose everything, they got Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, HUD housing, right? Like, so there's plenty of programs to take care of you when you lose. So obviously you don't want to lose. You want to educate yourself. That's what you're doing here on this channel. Thank you for following along with my financial independence journey. We're not going to be stupid and do stupid things and end up broke, right? But we're going to do things the smart, intelligent way. We're going to logically think through things, and we're going to reach our fire number of $5 million by the time we're 40. I'm Nate. I'm the FitfutureMD. Shop at Ensorsale.com. I really appreciate the support. Like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with somebody that needs it. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.